Well, welcome. And this time the tables are turned. I get to interview Francine, who I'm very excited to introduce everyone to. So, welcome, Francine. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
moment with you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Really excited to have met you. I got to know Francine through working with her on the community advisory committee, and she graciously stepped forward and said, "Hey, I can help." Because we're excited at Mastering Alchemy to share everyone's stories. The stories are probably the most important part of Mastering Alchemy. It's we're learning, growing, becoming, and remembering ourselves. And so, as we are moving forward, we really want to help highlight these stories and celebrate with you, because celebration and validation is very important. So we want to do that. And so Francine is helping us do that by interviewing the team. She's starting with the team, and then she'll get to also interview some of our amazing students. And we're hoping too that everyone will get to share their own stories and share their stories on their social channels as well to talk about what do you get out of mastering alchemy. So let's start with that. Francine, actually, will you tell us a little bit about your story about how you found mastering alchemy? How did you find this?
Oh, I've been aware of Mastering Alchemy for quite a while because I was following the Crimson Circle and
Mm.
Steve Rother. And I remember seeing Jim multiple times on Steve Rother's broadcasts. And then I did with Jim in the Crimson Circle, the essence of mastery,
Mm.
which was a great deal of fun because it combined things that it connected really well for me because I've been involved with, personally, intimately involved with Master Saint Germain. And so that was a pivotal moment. And then I started, when the time was appropriate, I started Mastering Alchemy.
That's really neat. I like that you talked about the correlating moments, like kind of those trigger pieces that you're like, oh, this is for me. I've seen this before. This speaks to me, my heart. I love that. I think that's great. Were there any specific spots that when you came across Mastering Alchemy were like, hey, this makes sense to me?
Well, because of all my prior work, working already with sacred geometry and my inquisitive mind about esotericism and all the things that I'd already studied, to me, that was just a natural step where everything was coming together beautifully.
So would you describe Mastering Alchemy as more technical than in how would you differentiate Mastering Alchemy from other spiritual work you've done?
Well, no, it's just absolutely complete.
Well,
That's what I love. That's what I love about Jim and how he teaches, is that I can absolutely feel the multi dimensions working, and what people call, like energy work and light and things like that, at really at the service of and the knowledge of the sacred geometry, which is basically the first step to apply alchemy. So that's what I really love. To me, it's complete, and it has at many points had so many things come together and say, yes, yes, this is, I've been feeling this, I've been knowing this, and here it is all put together beautifully. So,
hard to put words into.
uh, well, the words are simply that it is complete.
Mm, I
It
like
is whole. I love that feeling of wholeness, and it is as whole as you will allow yourself to dive in. So it's proportionate to your
oh,
personal dive.
I love this. I want to piggyback onto that because how do you, in wholeness, you have your very professional life. So if you'll tell a little bit about your professional life, and then how do you work that in with your spiritual life or
It's never been separated.
tell
It's
me about
never been separated for me. That's part of why 30 some years ago, very early in my professional life, I decided to become a freelancer because it was the way for me to navigate both worlds harmoniously. And my ethics in a professional life have been imbued by my values, which are the ones that put me on that path that took me to Mastering Alchemy. So it all
that.
works together. So even before Mastering Alchemy, all those things that I had learned, I would apply in how I would choose my clients, how I would deal with my clients and different issues and everything. And if I have reached this point so far, it's only because both have been absolutely married, like in a sacred union all my
So
life.
how did you find that like applicable as you're working for, say, the Canadian version of CNN? So how like in these big positions and roles that you've been doing reporting and interviewing and how did you use your tools or
My, they've kind of made things come to me.
oh
So when you're in really that place of service and resonance, knowing that you're in resonance, things come to me. So, and when challenges happen, which they do, to be able to come back to that center place and okay, now which tool will be most useful in my toolbox so that everyone will benefit from this.
mm,
And that's when amazing thing happen amazing things that you would never have been able to plan.
do you have a story? Give me an example. I love stories.
Okay, I'll tell you a story of one of my students.
Mhm.
Okay, so since last year, I've become a college professor, something I never thought I would be doing. But when we moved here, I put myself in a place that I'm here to serve, and whoever resonates with what I have to bring, may they be coming up in my way. And so this job was offered to me on a silver plate. And then I'm in the mix of that new generation that I don't know. I don't have any kids. And okay, so I arrive here. I have this small group to whom I'm teaching business English. And I feel the resistance because I'm bringing them to not just be satisfied with, oh, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. No, no, no. Okay, bring your A game, kids. And it was, it really shook my world to see that. But then I remembered that my purpose was to bring that light to them, whatever way could happen. So, and then the session went by and things fell into place, and I could feel the kids, well, they just never dealt with something like me before. And so while they got acquainted with the kind of bizarre teacher that I was, they kind of acclimated and they started enjoying it and opening up, and we got results. But then this session, I had all of them a second time in a more advanced class. And at a certain point, about a month ago, one of the students, I might be getting a little bit emotional about that, a beautiful young woman, wrote to me a note saying, Francine, I apologize for being a rebellious student last year and not treating you with the respect that you deserved. I now see the real purpose, the real reason why you are in our lives. And I thank you for bringing it and sharing who you are with us.
That's big.
Yeah, that's using the tools every time, no matter what. To me, that was priceless. Yeah. So that's what I have to share.
It's you shining your light. I love that. Being you.
Mm,
Oh, the puzzle pieces are so beautiful. So
absolutely.
thank you. That was beautiful. I don't know how to wrap that up, so we can clip that part out.
Okay,
Sure.
so
Wrap this
thank
up.
you. Thank you, Vida, for taking a moment to interview me, and I hope I haven't scared too many people away.
Not at all.